Hello, everyone, and welcome to Isaac News Today, where we are here to shine the light and spread the light as far and as wide as we can. Because in this dark world, we need happiness, and that is what we're here for. Alf already in the chat. Hello, INT fans and supporters. Yes, please let me know who's out there. All right, so we're gonna get into it today. I found a fun fact that blew me away. Okay, it was the first speeding ticket, according to bestlifeonline.com. The first speeding ticket was in 1986. And I was wondering, how fast could these car goes? It was because he was going 8 miles per hour. 8 miles an hour, and he was speeding. But to be fair, the speed limit at the time was 2 miles per hour. So I guess that, going 4 times the speed limit, that deserves a ticket. But the article went on to say that he was chased down by a policeman on a bicycle. I don't know. I found it funny. Rhonda, amen to the light. Yes, A to the men. Thank you all for being here. So, it was not yours, Rhonda. No. All right. So, welcome to the dojo, grasshoppers. Tonight is going to be a bit of an interesting one because next week I am trying to get back into shape because Life Sensei, unfortunately, has allowed his weapons to dull, meaning his hands and feet, and so he's trying to get back to it, but the trial class that he's going to is on Friday night. So to everyone who is watching right now, when you watch Isaac News Today, I am curious, I'm going to create a form, so watch for that this weekend, so that way I can, create a poll. A form makes it sound boring. We're going to get a poll. Sorry, my brother just texted me. So, anyway. Okay. And I want to know if you guys could watch it if you could watch Isaac News Today on Tuesday nights, Saturdays, or Sundays, or would you rather watch it earlier or later on Friday? That would be fantastic. So that way I can get my faithful viewers to stay with me. But with that in mind, we're going to get right into your questions today, which, ooh, pretty fish. Okay. Got to talk to Deb in accounting about this. Okay. There we go. All right, so we got your questions today. We got 9, y'all, so it's going to be good. So the first one comes from Curious. If you could choose one of these 3, what would it be? Riches, wisdom, or power? Deep. I want you guys to tell me which one you would want. Because right off the bat, I would think power, but when I'm trying to be wise about this, I would want wisdom. Because if you're wise, you can get riches and you can get power. Although usually when I see wisdom, power, the third one is usually courage. So seeing riches is different. But yeah, wisdom, Lorene, I agree. Yeah, wisdom is the best. Because you can be power and you can have power and be foolish. You can have riches and lose it all. If it was permanent riches, no matter how big of an idiot I could be, then riches. But wisdom all the way. All right. So next up, we got from Curious again. Wonderful. Oh, Rhonda, you'd pick wisdom too? Great choice. I like it. So, during what period of your life were you the happiest, and why were you so happy then? This is a great question. I love it. Right off the bat, I think I would say the time in my life I was happiest was when I knew the least about the world. And I think that would be when we were living in Missouri. And it was me, my dad, my mom, and my brother. And life was just so simple. We didn't have Facebook. Facebook was still up and coming. MySpace wasn't a thing. Instagram. We just were all together going on adventures. We learned how to canoe. We would just hike trails. It was so simple. We would learn to fish. And that was when I caught my first fish because my dad actually put a hook at the end of my line. Charm says, hi. Hi, Charm. Thanks for being here. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, so when were y'all happiest in life? That's a deep question because I try to be happy all the time. It's a mental state. You can choose to be happy or you can choose to be sad. Sometimes you do have to feel other emotions. Like, sometimes when you're sad, you can't lie to yourself, but I do think there's a time and a place. Whatever. Yeah, I would say when we were living in Missouri, that's when I was happiest. There have been so many great memories since then, it's hard to choose, but that was when we could go swimming for free when it was really hot out, and I never had that when we were in Germany or Georgia or here. So free swimming always makes me the happiest. So that's what I'd go with. And it's also when we had like the best neighbors. Yeah, it was awesome. If you guys want to hear more about that, please ask. Otherwise, I don't want to bore you. But, although they're not boring stories, they're exciting. So, from Clark Gable, if you could remove one actor from any movie and you replace them and act in the whole movie, what would it be? I would replace the shark in Jaws. It would be cool to see me eat those people. Wonder if they taste like chicken. At any rate, thanks for the show. It makes my week to listen to you on Friday every night. It is my absolute pleasure. Oh, Charm says she was happy right now when I'm happy right now. I was a happy kid and a relatively happy soldier. Rhonda said her happiest time when everyone I loved were alive. That's sad. I get what you mean, though. Oh, Cliff said, my Uncle Cliff, he says when y'all were living here. Yeah, that was a fun time, too. Life was so simple. We could go yeah. Life was good. Is good. Life is always good. God is good all the time. So, if I could replace an actor, this is rough because I feel like saying replace them means I think I could do better than them, and that's not always the case. But I would love to replace either Gerard Butler or Russell Crowe in their musical versions of Les Mis and Phantom of the Opera, respectively, because I just would love to be the Phantom or Javert. But replacing the shark would be pretty cool, too. Or being like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. No, wait, no. The movie hasn't even come out yet. I would want to replace the guy who's playing Carnage in the next Venom movie, because Carnage, he would just be so fun to play. Being an absolute madman would be awesome. Really? You could do better? Well, thank you. I would hope so, but I'm not going to say I would. But, yeah. And Alpha, I agree with you. We did have the best neighbors in Missouri. And Charm, you were happy as a mother. My mother would agree with you, too. Yeah. Being a mother is one of the best experiences in life, though for me, the best I can do is to be a father. So, someday. And Kimberly, yes, redo Phantom. Yes, I would do that. Ooh, Charm, you would replace Marilyn Monroe in any of her movies? I would love to see that. No joke, seriously. Send me videos of you doing her lines or whatever. That would be awesome. Okay, next up, from Lady Freedom. Who gave us the Statue of Liberty, when, and why? I've never seen it in person, but I would like to. Thanks for the answer and for the show. My family and I really look forward to it on Friday nights. So sweet. Oh, Dad would like to replace the lead car in Cars. That way I can actually see it. See it? I think. Yeah, okay. Lightning McQueen? Like that kind of Cars? Yeah, okay. I could see that. Because you always only want to go and drive, Alf. All you want to do is drive. You can't sit still. Okay. But who gave us the Statue of Liberty? Oh gosh, you guys are testing my history, and I'm the worst at history. Still got an A this semester, but I believe it was the French. And bonus fun fact, the Statue of Liberty was originally, okay, I don't know which color. It's between brown and gray because it was copper, I believe, and the copper just has changed color due to the salt in the ocean or something. Yes, France. Yes, okay. Yes, it is France. When and why? I think it was as a gesture of goodwill. Or if you mean what's the purpose of the Statue of Liberty, I believe it's to be a guiding light to people trying to come to the country and be the light of freedom or something like that. But that's the best I got without my textbook or Googling it. So it is my pleasure. Thank you for writing in. Y'all are what makes this show alive. So from Animal Jr. Oh, Animal had a son. Or girl, I don't know. My dad is gone to Africa on a snipe hunt. Ooh, I don't think he'll be bringing anything back. But he left me in charge of the reptile exhibits at our business, but I can't identify this new snake, and don't know how to handle him. It is black on top, whitish on the bottom, has a triangular head, and really likes the water. Can you help me identify it? Thanks for the help, and please don't tell my dad. Yes, Kimberly, yes, it was copper. Thank you. I was afraid I was going crazy for a minute. My audience is looking at me like, what? Oh, no, they weren't? Okay. I don't have my contacts in, and I'm not wearing my glasses, so it's a miracle I can read. Okay. No, it's not a miracle. I can read very well without my glasses. So, can you help me identify it? Nope. Sorry. If any of y'all know what a black snake with a white bottom and a triangular head is, please. Let's find out. My first guess is copperhead, because that's all I know. Or maybe a cottonmouth? I think. I don't know too many snakes. Okay. Now from Animal. Ooh, the dad wrote. Good evening, INT fans, and of course the host. Good evening to you as well. I'm currently in Africa and have a dilemma. I hope you can help. How do tell someone that they need to improve their work, but nicely and without hurting their feelings? The person I charge while I am away means well, but they need to know the job better. How would you handle this? Also, have you seen my snake? I could have sworn he was right here, but oh well, thanks for any advice you might have. I have not seen your snake. I really wonder if your snake exists, to be honest, but okay. But how do you tell someone that they need to improve their work without hurting their feelings? Really depends on the person, because this happened to me. One guy asked me to in college, because I was published in my college journal at Georgia Southern for an article I wrote called "The Man Your Man Could Be If He Smelled Like Old Spice," where I rhetorically analyze Old Spice commercials, and that was a blast. But then when people gave me their analysis, or analyses, the plural of analysis, and then asked me, what do I think? I read it, and, I'm a published journal of an analysis, so kind of would know, but they weren't analyses at all. And so I asked them, what do you want to hear? And they're like, well, just what do you think of my analysis? I'm like, well, it's not an analysis. I'm sorry. By definition, it's not an analysis. You're trying to persuade me. That's a persuasive paper, not an analysis. And it didn't. Anyway, so it really depends on the person. You can be blunt. However, I like to ask people, what do you want to hear? Because if you want me to lie and say this is fine, or just, be happy for you, I will. But if you want to know how to make this better, then I'm going to tell you, and you can't get offended, or you shouldn't get offended. Oh, hang on, wait, back to the snake really quick. Charm, you said it would be a dead snake if you saw it. I like it. And then Alf thinks that it's a poisonous copperhead. Could be. But I thought copperheads were copper. I don't know. Okay. All right, from Ethel. Welcome to the show, Ethel. Thanks for making us laugh each week. What's the most absurd thing you were tricked into believing or doing? Wow. I think Ethel knows me, because I've been tricked into a lot of things, because I'm very literal. Gosh. Oh, right. Yeah, my audience remembers this here. I was at a friend's house, and if y'all know me, you know spicy food is not my forte. You guys know that because I ate Red Hots and hot tamales, and that was rough for me. But they were Texans before we were Texans. And so I went up to get a glass of water, and I came back, and my food was spicy. I didn't understand why. And they're like, oh, it's because you're eating the meat, Isaac. The sausage is spicy. So I'm like, okay. So then I just start eating the noodles, and then I drink all my water. I have to go get another glass, and then I come back, and it's even hotter for some reason. And then I see everyone laughing, and I don't get why. And then, I can't remember who it was, but whoever it was super nice. They finally clued me in. They're like, Isaac, when you're gone, they're just pouring hot sauce on your food. And I was so mad. But they just kept saying, it's the meat. I'm like, I'm not eating the meat. Why is this so hot? And yeah, so I've been tricked into many other things too. If you guys want to hear more, feel free to ask. But Rhonda says she was tricked into eating peanut butter. And then Charm says they got tricked into a vacation club timeshare thingy. So embarrassed. Well, hey, at least yours was cool. Getting a timeshare or whatever. Like, I got tricked into eating spicy food, and then they told me it was the meat, and I believed them. I'm literal. So, yeah. Oh, before I forget, really quick, I want to go to our philosophy phrase of the day. And this one, you guys, I'm going to give it to you. And I want to see if you can get it within about 5 seconds. You cannot do a kindness too soon, for you never know how soon it will be too late. And this guy, he has so many good quotes. Apparently, he's really famous. But he's, I guess, relatively new. He's after Socrates, so I consider anything after, the big three new. Abe Lincoln. Well, okay, I guess, is it older than Abe Lincoln? I forget. No, but good guess. Socrates? No, Alf. Good guess. Good guess. It's this guy. And if that doesn't help, because it wouldn't have helped me either, he is Ralph Waldo Emerson. Yes, it's not Ralph Emerson Waldo, just so you guys are aware. Ralph Waldo Emerson. And yeah, he has so many good ones like that. It just, it really made me think. Sometimes I feel nowadays we can hesitate to do something good. Like we see someone's glass is empty and we're like, well, should I ask them if they want some water? Well, they might get offended if I ask them if they want more water. I don't know. They might identify as a dry person and then, I don't know. Who knows? All right, but you can never do a kindness too soon. That's my point. Emerson was a genius. Thank you, Charm. I agree. He is a brilliant man. And he has so many good quotes. We're going to be hearing from him more. But we'll wrap up really quick. Let's get to our question from Beautiful. Ooh, no conceit at all. Where is the most beautiful place you have been? Well, Beautiful, that is easily the Tulip Gardens of Keukenhof, or Kuchenhof, however you want to pronounce it. Charm, you would make better guesses if you offered prizes. I'm actually in the works with that right now. I have a guy in Missouri who's coming back. I'm going to see if we can set up a little contest for something. But all right. So, the most beautiful place, if you guys haven't heard, you know what? I'm going to find this place. I think that's how you spell it. It's in Holland. Kuchenhof Gardens. This just going here, y'all, until I was not a fan of flowers until I went to these gardens. And it was my mom's idea. So, like, when I got here, they had to plan, I can't remember whose face, but they made someone's face out of tulips and color coordinated it. And to do that with buds, you have to know how they'll grow, what colors exactly, and they got this guy's face just perfectly. I wish I remember who it was. But yeah, so if y'all ever go to Holland and can visit the Kuchenhof Gardens, do it. It is just so beautiful. If you do not pause and say, wow, I don't think you can ever appreciate beauty. But, okay, let's see what else everyone else is saying. So, Charm says Hawaii. Ooh, that is a beautiful place. I've never been, but I would love to be someday. And then Rhonda said she would love Norway. Oh, Norway is beautiful. I've only been to Denmark, but Norway is beautiful. And Denmark is just breathtaking. Yes, thank you. It is beautiful indeed. Tulips don't look real. We have them up here. Gorgeous. I know, but they were real. Like, it was just... What else got me to stop? And this is the weirdest thing. It was a wheel of cheese. Like, we went to a cheese store, and they had, like, whole wheels of cheese the size of my head and chest. Like, it was just... crazy. I didn't think they were real, and they were. Oh, hang on. Antonina's asking me something. What time of year did you go? I think it was spring, right? Yeah, it was like spring, so right as they were growing. Like, oh my gosh, it was just beautiful, and they had like little tulips carved out of wood that you could walk on the water on, so you could kind of feel like Jesus. Not really, but it was just beautiful. Okay. So, thank you for the question. It is just gorgeous. Rhonda, do you mean we have fake here? I don't know what that means. But okay, last one from Would You Rather. Oh, hang on. Before that, Alf says Scobie, Montana on June 5th, 1993 was the most beautiful. I know what that means, because if y'all aren't aware, Alf is my father. So he is, and that is the date that he and my mom were married. So I would be inclined to agree with him, but I did not personally see that day, so I can't say it was, but I will take his word for it. And then Rhonda says they are not fake flowers, Rhonda. They are real flowers. You got to get a plane ticket and go. I'm serious. Okay. So from Would You Rather work out in the cold or the heat? Would you rather relax at the beach or by the pool? Charm, your dad is a genius. He really is. He never ceases to amaze me. Yes, Kim, Alf does get the prize. If I had one, I would offer it. But you know what? A toast to Alf. Okay. I guess this is going to be strange, but wait, how cold or hot are we talking? Because when I've worked in both conditions. Okay, I helped my uncle get a calf back into a pen that had escaped in -50 or -7. It was colder than the South Pole in Montana that day. And I did not like that. I mean, it was a fun experience, but the weather I did not like. And then I've worked at Chick-fil-A in Georgia, where it's 100% humidity and like 101 degrees outside. So we take frequent breaks to make sure that, you don't overheat. So for me, I guess I would rather work in the heat, because the heat you can go cool off, but the cold, I don't know. That's me right now. Sarah, relaxing by the pool? Yes, especially if you have a book. What? If you're at the pool, you gotta swim. But there is something about reading by water. I'll agree. What charm? Hot on the beach? That heck no. I mean, yeah, sure. Yeah, I'll bring mine as well. Okay. Al says El Paso and the Arctic. What? Dante says he'd like to work in the heat and be at the beach. Y'all would love the beach living in Hawaii for a while. I'm a pool because I can't control the beach. Like, I'm a control freak. If I can control the way the water moves, I will. So I would rather be at a pool in the heat than work cold. I don't know. I don't like when my fingers get cold. No. Building a snowman I would rather do than play in the heat. But that's me. Bwahaha, Charm says. Haha, well, thank you. All right, so guys, we're going to be wrapping up a little early. Again, I'm just going to repeat, if you guys didn't hear at first, next Friday is going to be a little touch and go. If you guys can let me know in the comments, and then I'm going to make a poll so I can see what day would work best for everyone. But I'm going to be going to a karate lesson next Friday at this time, because that's the only time they have that's close to my house. So if y'all could pick, would you rather see Isaac News Today on a Friday earlier, way later? Would you rather see it on Tuesday, Saturday, or Sunday? If you can let me know, that would be fantastic. And then we're going to get to our conservative in college segment, because I want to touch back on this. Because last week I mentioned I got an email from an anonymous liberal. If you guys remember that, great. If you don't, I wonder how, because you should have been here last week for that. So I wanted to come back to it because they put in a lot of effort, and I want to come back. So for you all, I do want to demonstrate that people are willing to listen from both sides. So this anonymous liberal said, I want to say that the professor who implied that Christians who believe in a young earth are idiots who are easily duped was flat out wrong to say that. If what you say is true, and if I am interpreting you correctly, those comments were extremely uncalled for, and your feelings of indignation and erasure are absolutely justified. Professors are typically very passionate people who want to relate to their students, and this can often make it hard for them to maintain the professional, impartial barrier between them and their students that should exist in the classroom. I am sorry you had to go through that. And then they proceed to go on and say, I want to say, though, this does not mean that your ideas are not open for debate and cannot be challenged under any circumstance. In fact, I'm challenging you right now. There is a time and place for vigorous debate that involves that kind of language, but a class lesson is not one of them. I would never have sent this email if you had not specifically asked for an opposing point of view. And I just want to call that because it shows right there. People are willing to talk about this. In the email, they never insult my intelligence. They never start saying I'm a monster, like you see a lot of people in the media saying. So I just want to hammer home in this segment, people are willing and ready to listen. So we need to keep calm and carry on, to borrow that phrase, as we hear. And then, for my closing thoughts, I just want to hammer home this point. Hatred only breeds hatred. If your enemy is thirsty, give them something to drink. If they strike your cheek, turn and let them hit the other side as well. Now, don't be afraid to stand up for what's right, but the moment you give in to hatred for the enemy, you lower yourself and become just like them. We need to take the time to understand others and reach out in friendship to those around you. And if they happen to slap your hand or our hand, we need to walk away. Stand up for yourselves when they're hurting others. These are just my thoughts. Like them, disagree, either way, let me know in the comments. And until then, guys, I'm going to see you, same place, Same time, I'll let you guys know over the weekend what I decide, but thank you for being here, and I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much, and I'll see y'all later. Good night.